I see now that you were working in Praxair, which is a very important chemical company. For our friends out there, Praxair is mostly in charge of gases. Right now, there are also other type of products. So you were there as a senior process engineer, which I think is one of the ideal positions most of our friends want to achieve. Can you let us know more on what is the main role you were doing and what was your day to day work in Praxair, Jefferson?
Yes, for sure. And although I start my career in Braskem, in fact, my school, I can say that my professional school was Praxair because it was there that I get involved with big projects from the start to the end. And although many people think that project design is related only to EPC companies, that's not true. There are many other phases of the project to consider in order to get from the beginning to the end. And what I did there was to do calculations related to process engineering. So I started using the Unison Design, that is a process simulation software similar to Aspen High Seas. And I was involved with industrial as cryogenic air separation. I learned how to do the sizing of plants or units related to nitrogen, oxygen, and argon separation. I get involved also with hydrogen production using steam methane reformer, and I get involved also with CO2 liquefaction in order to have the CO2 for the beverage grade. In the last year, I was involved with acetylene production, but it was very fast. I'm not so skilled on that. But in fact, is that I was able to work at the preliminary stages of a project and doing supporting business with decision related to the what is the best arrangement to attempt our customer. For instance, if Braskem will install a new unit, and usually they need utilities, and some of the utilities that they need nitrogen, so they do a bid in the market, a business inquired, something like that. So I did preliminary piping instrumentation diagram, preliminary process flow diagram, and preliminary heat material balance in order to help the business to do the cost of the proposal. And once we won the proposal, we start doing the project. And doing the project, we did the data sheet for instrumentation, for equipment, for control valves, PSVs, and something like that, and review the pipe instrumentation diagram, pipe process flow diagram, and something like that. And with those information, other disciplines were able to do their job. Like the electrical guy was able to size the cables for the electricity needed to the pump motor. And the mechanical engineer was able to do the specification to buy a compressor or something like that. And once we finish the design, it's time to the procurement team buy all the stuffs needed to be delivered to the field in order that the construction team are able to erect the plant. And once the erection is finished, we need to go to the field to do the commissioning in startup. So when a person is in a EPC, most often they are restricted only to the office jobs or office activities. And that was not my case because I started in the office, but once the plant was erected, I went to the field and I did the commissioning, I did the startup. So in some cases, I verified that some decisions done in the design was not the best decision. But as I was in the field verifying that, seeing with my own eyes what get wrong, I was able to learn much more and get that knowledge and return it to future designs and know that I cannot use that kind of valve, because if I do that and I drain the cryogenic column, the valve will leak. So I need to change that kind of valve and something like that. So that was the kind of thing that I learned in Praxair that I don't believe that I would learn if I worked in a big design company, because I was restricted only to the office. And because of all this learning, today I'm still able to do the office job and also the field job that I'm doing today.